There is a Karen who could not help herself, and she came at a Korean American news anchor this past weekend with a wild voicemail. Here it is.
Hi, this evening your Asian anchor mentioned something about being Asian and Asian people eat dumplings on New Year's Day, and kind of take offense to that, because what if one of your white anchors said, well, white people eat this on New Year's Day? I don't think it was appropriate that she said that, and she was being very Asian, and I don't know. She can keep her Korean to herself. All right, sorry, it was annoying. Because if a white person would say that, they would get fired. So say something about what white people eat. So, all right, thank you.
That's right. So essentially, this woman called in response to the news anchor Michelle Lee mentioning how it was traditional for Korean Americans to eat dumplings on New Year's Day. The woman was so offended by that, she left that very Asian voicemail to condemn this anchor in some way, and also to compare this anchor making the comment about Korean people traditionally eating dumplings on New Year's Day, and saying that, if white people did that, they'd be fired, in terms of making that announcement. It's like, get out of here. We are looking at two very different things. A Korean American person, Korean culture, that is something that is more reflection of ethnicity, of traditions and values. White, come on now. Like, no, if you want to talk about maybe what the Irish do, or maybe what the British do, or what maybe different groups do, that would be something that would be more ethnic. But come on, the fact that you're just upset by virtue of this woman speaking of her ethnicity and her culture and the beautiful things that are done to celebrate the new year, it just says that this Karen couldn't let Michelle Lee just be her and do what she wanted to do in terms of speaking up. And her Asianness was so damn offensive. Jackson.
Yeah, you pointed out one of the biggest things I thought of is it's like, what do you mean a white person would get fired? If they were Irish, or there was a Dutch tradition, or there was some type of British tradition, Scottish tradition, white people in the media talk about that all the time, and it's just fine because, again, it's cultural, ethnic traditions, and nobody has a problem with that. But also, this is one of those things where, whether it's Michelle or anybody else in media who isn't, plaid white and boring, you just got to do your thing. If people don't like it, they just got to deal with it. You don't like how I look, you don't like how I speak, you don't like what I stand for, ain't nothing you can do about it. You can keep on saying my name and making me more popular, because at the end of the day, I ain't hurting nobody. Yep. So, that's kind of just one of those things that it is with this. But, she probably, didn't like Michelle because she's a real pretty, successful woman. And, she's proud of herself and she likes who she is. And maybe that struck a nerve of some kind.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, because as Karens oftentimes don't want to see a woman of color, in love with themselves and bold and just doing their thing. And the good thing is, as you mentioned, Jackson, is the fact that, people supported Lee in this way, in terms of when this voicemail, when she put this out here, a lot of people supported her broadcast, and after, with this racist voicemail sparking a hashtag of very Asian across social media. And this has really encouraged people of Asian descent to speak about their experiences and their heritage and to show their pride. And that's a really beautiful thing. And the cool thing also is that Michelle wrote this piece for her news station, explaining essentially where she's coming from and how she's feeling. In it, she said, even though very Asian is having a moment on social media, I do want to say I don't begrudge someone for having an opinion, albeit one I think is racist, bigoted, and wrong. On the dumpling issue alone, all cultures seem to have a dumpling. Anyone ever had pierogi or pelmeni? And who doesn't like those? Also, what she said turned out to be a gift. I have loved seeing so many people share their family pictures and stories on social media. There is more good than bad. Absolutely. That is a beautiful thing. The fact is that when these Karens continue to come, when they make these racist statements, when they condemn our very existence, we're going to come back in a beautiful way and we are going to amplify it. We will be in your face And we will let you know that we are not going away anytime soon. So you might as well sit down and preferably shut up.